All right, guys. Hi. Tom Hackett here, just leaving Rio Tinto Stadium, where this evening Real Salt Lake got back on track in a 2-0 victory over the Galaxy. And it was kind of wrote a piece. By the way, if you missed the game, go to kslsports.com. That's where I just put a piece up, kind of recapping with a little bit of my own opinion nestled in there. A gamer for you guys to go check out. I'd love for you guys to comment as well. Just any opinion, questions you may have, feel free to shoot them away. I can see all the comments from all the different platforms that everybody's watching this on, so don't hesitate. And I welcome everybody and anybody into the conversation. I'm just walking to my car, so let's talk about the game. First half, bit laissez-faire. Really good opportunities from Pavon. He hit the woodwork, and then not too long after that, Damir Krylak was pulled down in the box. But nonetheless, it was 0-0 at the main interval, as we have some of the RSL fans waiting for some of the players, which is kind of cool. There you go. Let's maybe get some signatures. Look at that. That's what happens when you play well. Fans want to be around you. But the second half was where all the action fell, and that's where we'll get to. The first goal came from a really special run from Nader Monuoha. And I do want to talk about that because I think it's important. A man of his caliber and experience probably wouldn't do this, but against Vancouver, the first goal that RSL conceded, Onuoha went on a similar run. He turned the ball over in midfield and left his defenders hanging, and Vancouver capitalized and were able to score because of it. Now, tonight, remarkably, he went on, seriously, almost an identical run, but this time, instead of losing the football, he beat his opponent and springbokked an attack in which Everton Louise found the football 30 yards or so from goal and fed Justin Miram in to a one-on-one attacking opportunity with David Bingham, the goalkeeper from the Galaxy. He danced around him, felt contact, went down, the penalty was awarded. Rusnak stepped up and scored. Now, we can talk about the play from Everton and the ability for Miram to beat the goalkeeper, but let's not beat around the bush. That goal was assisted solely by the footwork and fearlessness of Nader Monuoha. That is just special. It really is. That is special. And so RSL find themselves up 1-0 for the first time in seemingly all year. I'm not going to be driving, by the way. I just got in my car. I will be turning on the air, though, because it is warm. And then they really didn't look back from then on out. It was one-way traffic. Rusnak found himself by the touchline towards the flag. Guy in the box. And this is the sort of stuff that would just drive opposing managers furious because he had Damir Krylak in the box, and that was it. And for whatever reason, the Galaxy players decided not to pick up Damir. Anyway, it was a perfectly weighted ball on the ground. Rusnak fed it through just inside the area. Krylak opened up his hips, put it away, far post, bottom right-hand corner, 2-0, Real Salt Lake, and then they were able to kill the game from there. So it was a fun match, honestly. It was a match that you felt as though should have happened against Vancouver, but they just weren't able to finish. And tonight they found their form again. Credit Donny Toia. Look, I give him a fair bit of slack, I must admit. Because I think he could be better, should be better. Tonight he was tasked with going up against Pavon, who's, their best player. I mean, they have Chicharito and all that, but Pavon's got 6 goals, 4 assists on. He started on the right. I think because the Galaxy were trying to target Toia. Both Vancouver goals came on Donny Toia's side of the pitch. And Donny Toia held his own. He was superb. Pavon had an impact towards the end of his preferred left side of the pitch, and I just think well-rounded. Look, they kept the shutout. Andrew Putner didn't have a ton to do. I do have beef with Putner though. If he just turns the ball over every single time he touches it. If he's kicking the ball long, he can't pinpoint a teammate out to save himself. You couldn't pay him to do it, and that needs to change if he's hoping to be the main keeper for Real Salt Lake moving forward. Because it's essentially anytime he goes long with the ball, all you have to do is put a little bit of pressure on Putner. He'll boom it down the pitch, and it's a turnover every time because he doesn't pick out his players. And look, I know for however many years with Romando, we were fortunate to have somebody of his caliber when the ball was at his feet. But Putner needs to be better at that if he's going to really, really embark and take off as a professional. But he kept a clean sheet. That's all that matters. And Real Salt Lake were able to get the victory. Damir Kreilach found more space tonight than he has done in a couple years matches at Rio Tinto Stadium. Damir Kreilach played as the false nine, which opened up Miram. I thought Baird was good too. Didn't have a great impact. Baird needs to better himself when it comes to attacking one-on-one attacking opportunities with the defender. That's where wingers thrive, and that's where they really make their money. And Corey can have a hard time beating defenders one-on-one, it feels like. So that's something that needs to change. But look, effort's never a problem for Baird. He's always been spectacular, and he was again tonight in that regard. Pablo Ruiz was able to play further up the pitch. Everton Luiz was in the heart of the midfield, and when Everton plays, Pablo can be a little more aggressive when it comes to his attacking style, and so he played further up, more so along the sides of, or just behind, I should say, but not by much, Albert Rusnak, and so those two were able to partner together and really help build the attacks, which to me is crucial. Albert Rusnak's your best player, in my opinion. Pablo Ruiz is quickly playing himself into top form. I mean, he is pivotal for Real Salt Lake's success. The way that left foot, man, I'm just telling you, you can't teach it. It's exquisite. The way he's able to guide the football, really, in any way, shape, or form, is unique. And I personally think he has a chance at one day playing top flight football in Europe. He's special. And so when you play Everton, who's more of a defensive midfielder, Pablo is afforded the luxury of pushing higher up the pitch. And I personally felt as though that was a pretty big part in this match. Who have I left out? Justin Glad, I thought was dominant. Aaron Herrera, man, he's somebody that goes for the most part untalked about maybe, but he's really, really good. Defensively sound, and he just knows and understands the game and the flow and the tempo. He knows when to push forward. He knows how to get involved in the attack. He's not afraid to play the long ball. He's pretty good at it. Can play it pretty flat, and it can get across the pitch pretty quickly. And then his delivery inside the area is, in my opinion, arguably the best on Real Salt Lake. He puts in these balls that have a fair bit of curve, that curve away from the goalkeeper, which for a striker trying to head the ball towards goal, you can actually generate more power that way. So his attributes are pretty fascinating. And he is a top quality player, one of the best right backs, in my opinion, and it's probably a biased opinion, but I'll say it anyway, in the league. So his future is certainly bright. Look, a well-rounded performance in the end. If you were to kind of give you guys the Cliff Notes version, I know I've rambled and spoken ad nauseum about some of the specifics, but for the most part, the team played really well. The difference tonight, as opposed to a couple nights ago against Vancouver, was the opportunities they had. They capitalized on them. And that's really important for the team moving forward as they climb the Western Conference. They started the night in 11th, just one position shy of worst place in the Western Conference. And they catapulted all the way up into 8th. So just one spot shy of a playoff spot. So the Western Conference is narrow. San Jose's on the bottom, and before this evening, they were only 10 or 11 points shy of first place Seattle. So, the middle of the Western Conference is compact, and all Real Salt Lake need to do is play like they have been playing. I'm telling you, this team will finish in the top 4, and they'll compete come playoff time. So. Freddie Juarez, I'm telling you, he's a talented gaffer. And he knows what he's doing, and the playing group seems to believe in him, and that's That's really important, especially with all the turmoil that's happening off the pitch around the club. So anyway, hey, check me out on Twitter at Tom Can't Hack It. I'm on Facebook as well at Tom Hackett KSL. And of course, go check out my gamer, my story on kslsport.com. Thanks for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy the content. I'll be back Sunday evening when Real Salt Lake travel to Minnesota for the second time this year, and hope to pick up at least a point on the road. That's all you can ask for. It's no easy task as they travel the morning of and then fly back immediately following the conclusion of the match. So enjoy the rest of your evening, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you guys soon. Be well.